Yeah, good morning, welcome to this wonderful edition of Bystanders and Newsstands. I am President Chuku. Welcome. Today is the 21st of April 2022, Thursday, the 21st of April 2022. I will say one more time a big welcome to the program this morning. We are right here in Ogba as we get people talking, Nigerians talking on the topical reports that we have this morning. Once again, I am President Chuku. Welcome to the program. I would like to say we are on Facebook, Flip TV NG. Follow us on Facebook. We are also on Instagram, Flip TV NG, and yes, YouTube, Flip TV. Click on the subscribe and click on the notification button and be part of the program this morning. Yes, 15 Edo communities, civil society groups, barricade Benin Lagos road over herdsmen attack. 15 Edo communities and civil society groups barricade Benin Lagos road over herdsmen attack. Yes, 100 million naira. Let's look at the papers this morning. Nigeria Tribune, I have the New Telegraph, the Nigerian Tribune, and the New Telegraph. Once again, welcome to the program. Bystanders at the newsstand. It's a rainy day in the city of Lagos. A rainy day. The weather is a bit cold this morning. Let me see those who are online this morning, who are online, the early birds this morning, before we look into the newspaper reports. Yes, okay, let's go straight to the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Nigerian Tribune. I will be 100 million naira APC presidential reform shock Nigerians. 100 million naira APC presidential reform shocks Nigeria. 30 million naira for the interest, expression of interest. Then nomination form goes for 70 million naira. That makes it 100 million naira. 30 million expression of interest form. That nomination form, 70 million naira for the presidential form. That brings it to 100 million. Let's go to the governorship. Expression of interest, 10 million. Nomination form, 40 million. Expression of interest, 10 million. Nomination form, 40 million. Senate. Expression of interest, 3 million. Nomination form, 17 million. That takes it to 20 million. Expression of interest, House of Reps, 1 million. Nomination form, 9 million. House of Reps, expression of interest, 1 million. Nomination form, 9 million. House of Assembly, expression of interest, 500,000. Nomination form, 1.5 million. So the presidential goes for 100 million. The governorship, 50 million. The Senate, 20 million. House of Rep, 10 million. And House of Assembly, 2 million. Nigerian shock over. Where are the youth? How can a youth afford this? Better there's under 40. It's been slashed by 50%. If you're under 40, the presidential form will be slashed by 50%. That is into half. That means you have to pay 50 million. The governorship slashed into half. Under 40, you are going to pay 25 million. The senator under 40 slashed into half, 10 million. House of Rep, 5 million. House of Assembly, 1 million, respectively. Okay, party slashes cost of fund by 50% for aspirants under 40 years. Yes, PDP presidential aspirants insist on primary as nomination end. PDP presidential aspirants insist on primary as nomination end. Boko Haram, perversion of religion. Boko Haram is a perversion of religion. That is from Buhari. Boko Haram, a perversion of the Islamic religion. Taraba explosion, death toll rises to 16. Death toll rises to 16. Anambra explosion. 10 fear killed as Ilaje fishermen clash with Ibeno natives in Akwa Ibom. 10 fear killed as Ilaje fishermen clash with Ibeno natives in Akwa Ibom. 3 killed federal lawmaker, family members escaped death in Plateau. 3 killed as federal lawmaker, family members escaped death in Plateau. El Rufai approves 80 million naira for 9 bereaved families in Abuja Kaduna train attack. El Rufai approves 18 million naira for 9 bereaved families in Kaduna, Abuja Kaduna train attack. Give us 200 billion naira from 4 trillion naira for subsidy to return to school, as hotels federal government give us 200 billion naira from 4 trillion naira fuel subsidy to return to school. ASU tells the federal government. Okay, I have the New Telegraph also this morning. Buhari absolves Boko Haram of religious ethnic agenda. Buhari absolves Boko Haram of religious and ethnic agenda. During meeting with the ICC prosecutor, promises tougher security measures in restive areas. What Boko Haram ISWAP do is perversion of religion. What Boko Haram and ISWAP do is perversion of religion. Plane crash, military launches probe, NF unveils their pilots' identities. PDP alleges sabotage. Yes, sir. Aspirants to shell out 100 million naira, stroke 50 million naira each. APC presidential Guba nomination forms. I have early bird this morning. I have Mr. Chigozie. Come on, Mr. Chigozie.
Good morning, President. And to esteemed viewers, good morning.
We know about APC and their nomination form. 100 million naira for president's governorship, 50 million naira, Senate 20 million, House of Rep 10 million, House of Assembly 2 million. Let me get your response to that.
You see, it is very clear that, of course, politics in Nigeria is no longer for the average person who has a better intention and the capability to serve the people. It has been turned to a merchant, a business endeavor, investments. That's why, of course, venture. That's why, unfortunately, people who are parading themselves have no intention to serve the populace, but to enrich themselves. That's why it has become so luxury that people who want to serve, who has the willingness, the capability, the mental acumen to serve, will not be given the opportunity, have already been sidelined, indirectly, have been skimmed out of events. So it is not left for the rocks, who of course has embezzled the public treasures, that could afford to, of course, to buy such form. What is 100 million? Are they coming to serve, or are they coming to become lords over the people? It's very unfortunate. You see, with this system, that's why, of course, when they eventually, of course, occupy the seats of power, their concentration is how they can, of course, recoup the monies they have expended in the course of purchasing the form, of course, lobbying and settling and electioneering campaigns. That will be their focus. And they will continue to loot unabated. It's very unfortunate. This system is not acceptable and cannot encourage, of course.
Of the vice president, you know, is an aspirant. Of the vice president is around 633,000 naira per month. How would he raise 100 million naira?
Forget about that. You, as much as you want them to deceive you, they have only their allowances runs into millions, hundreds of millions. So who are you deceiving? Did they depend on their basic allowance? Only their trip allowance runs into hundreds of millions. Not to talk of the security votes and all that. So they keep on deceiving themselves. It's very unfortunate. So the fundamental thing now is, will there be election in the midst of war? How can you guarantee the safety of the electorate if you decide to go on with the election? The entire northern region, about 19 states, except for, is it KB, is relatively peaceful. KB, Kano State, and Bauchi State. The other 16 are volatile. So how do you expect election to take place within those regions? You have the incessant activities of terrorism, banditry and all that, ravaging the entire region. How do you expect that people, of course, choice or people will not be coerced, or the outcome of the election will not be influenced? Maybe probably you are making arrangements, the political oligarchies over the northern region are trying to partner with the bandits and the terrorists, maybe to influence the outcome of the election in their own favor. Because you have to lobby them, you have to cajole them, you have to make juicy promises to them before they may even allow you to, mount your gadgets and all that, which is not possible. So what are you talking? What all this noise? What is it all about? Look at of recent down east. I saw my mothers and sisters, brothers were molested, lying on the floor. You see, because they went to pick up their permanent voters card. There was no security for them, even in that local government. INEC Secretariat, there was no security. You see that everybody is at the mercy of banditry, at the mercy of terrorism, at the mercy of non-government. And you are still talking of election. Which election? Look at the cardinal problem. Saga. They are yet to arrest or nip those culprits. And then election will be going on simultaneously in the entire region. And if you cannot, control the spotted crime scenes at this time, is it when you needed more security bodies to be on ground during the election? You can see the entire north is violent prone, of which it's not possible to hold the election. Nowhere itself, the east now is becoming another dilemma. So where do you intend to hold? Is it only in Lagos? Or you want to differentiate the entire eastern region and the part of the north and declare the outcome of the election? And you expect them to adhere and believe you. So whatever they are doing is just a waste of time.
ASU tells FD, give us 400 billion naira from the 4 trillion naira for subsidy to return to school.
It's very unfortunate. This is not a system. With every sense of judgment, this is not a system. The whole federation, 36 states plus Abuja, these federal varsities, the state varsities, we are only asking for 200 billion. For the entire nation, for the entire Nigerian. How many federal varsities we have that are just a mere glorified secondary schools? There are no facilities. They have been to Futo. You see, do my undergraduate studies. Futo is as useless as whatever. You can't even in any way recognize it as, see it as a federal institution. So desolate, so deserted, and there are no facilities. Push here and there. The entire education system is only asking for 200 billion. And you are spending 4 trillion to share among the rogues, and you call it subsidy. You can see clearly that this government or those within the corridor of power has no better intention for Nigerians. What is 200 billion for the entire varsity? Education, the highest citadel of learning, just to equip the facility to build a more conducive and convenient learning structures, facilities. That is what they are asking. They are not asking the money to swallow the money. In Nigeria, Python has swallowed, Monkey has swallowed billions of dollars. And they're just asking for only 200 billion naira, which will be equally distributed across the entire varsities, both federal and state, to ensure that there are no learning facilities. A place that should accommodate only 200 undergraduates will be packed up with 2,000 undergraduates. No facilities. They're just asking for this to make life more, learning more conducive. Even in the midst of that, there is no fan, there is no any electricity to power that. It's very unfortunate. You can see how useless and unfortunate this system is.
Let's look at them. 15.
But they will spend trillions of dollars in the fight against, voting it in the fight against insurgency. And something that will contribute to national development and human development. They pay lip service to that. Their indifference, it doesn't matter to them because they have their wars, their children. Being absorbed enrolled in the best universities in the Western world. So it doesn't matter. The average people here can die. It doesn't matter whether they go to school or not.
Okay.
But with the hard-earned taxpayer money, they lavish it on their children, on their wars and all that. You can see how cruel, how unfortunate, how useless this government is. I expect the same people to identify with the Nigerian project. A Nigeria that never believed in their future, that never believed in their self-development, that not giving them any sense of recognition and identity. You call them a Nigerian, your own citizens. You deprive them. They have been on strike for close to 1 year. And the Federal College of Education have joined them. It means that at the stand now, the entire education system is in comatose. And of course, what is needed is to declare emergency in virtually all sectors, all facets of existence.
Okay.
It's very unfortunate.
Last year, 15 Edo communities and civil society group barricade Benin Lagos road over herdsmen attacks.
Yeah, one of my friends said that they don't remember Edo, and unfortunately, Lucky is not here.
Lagos is not here.
Edo is not be Lagos, but now Edo is almost becoming a Fulani caliphate, and the Lucky will come here be shouting of yam. You should go back to Edo State and fight it out. It's very unfortunate. You can see what you are saying. No region, no state is safe. As a result of the activities of this particular minority, who has hidden agenda, ulterior motive, have made it known to us. We have Yorubas in the north. We have Igbos predominantly in the north. In fact, after the indigenous people of each state, the highest non-indigens are the Igbos in the entire state. Take it. Have you seen those people attacking their host communities, where they are doing business, where they are living? They only promote the peace and, of course, the commercial activities within those regions. So why the reverse should be the case? That you leave the source of the northern region hemisphere, move down to the south, only to kill our mothers, to rape them, to butcher them, to hack them to death. In a bid to, of course, overrun them and take over their ancestral home. I think that they will accept that and allow you to have your way. Of course, it will be vehemently resisted. And of course, that is what the Edo people are doing.
Okay, if
they keep quiet and watch the Fulani headers have their way, they will never have, of course, a place to call their ancestral home.
Thank you very much.
And their posterity will have to blame them for that, for not living up to or standing for as when the occasion demands.
Okay.
So on this premise, you know that already you cannot believe with me that there is nothing like election. Because you cannot have election where there is no peace, where there is no harmony, where people cannot freely and willingly express their political opinions or of course, participate in the electionary process. It's the election of who becomes their, who will be entrusted with their destiny and future in the next 4 years. So the fundamental issue is that let the incessant killings, insecurity ravaging the whole world, the whole sphere of Nigeria. We are told that a helicopter was brought down, a new helicopter. Maybe it has a technical fault. Huh? They have not told us whether the bandits detonated something and brought it down. You see, they will, in the bid to cover up and deceive the gullible. So the north is not safe, even in the air, in the land is not safe. So it's very unfortunate. So the only thing is to call for referendum. Referendum is not a call for war. It's not a call for destruction, but to put things right in the right perspective. So that if truly we want to build a Nigerian, then that would be a new Nigerian. That is, people are, of course, given the opportunity to participate and involve freely and willingly in the course of governance. Otherwise, if they, of course, decide otherwise, let Biafra go. Let Oduduwa go. And let the Arewas have their way.
Thank you very much. I have Pastor Ubong. Pastor Ubong, good morning.
God bless you, sir. Good morning.
Presidential APC presidential form 100 million, governorship 50 million, Senate 20 million, House of Reps 10 million, House of Assembly 2 million.
It's a problem that comes. It's a very big problem. What does that mean? These people like APC that is imposing all this income in that is because they cannot caution. But it's the party as the one that do all this. And Senate too, corrupt too. Yeah, INEC corrupt too. To impose all these things. When they come into this power, during the ancients, now 10,000, 5,000. Yes, 10,000, 5,000. But since they get power, they now create a situation that nobody can penetrate. But I must penetrate. GPN must penetrate. If we don't get money, we will come out.
No, you cannot.
Even though we don't get money, we will come out for everywhere, poster everywhere. I'm going to change them. They must shut down price. You can't just do this. It's abomination.
It's abomination.
It's abomination.
It's their party.
The party. What do you do for a party? You want to be a party that you bring something like this that nobody can inform?
No, people
inform because they steal Nigerian money. Are we stealing the money? Are we stealing the money? Are we stealing? It must be a new party in Nigeria. How can we inform? How can we inform in a new party?
Somebody has already bought one of the forms.
Even though he bought the form, I get the money to buy the form. They're supposed to arrest him. A good nation is supposed to arrest him. Where do you get that money?
100 million.
100 million to buy the form. Where do you get it?
There are people that can afford 100 million.
Mr. Man, people that can afford 100 million, you are civil servant. You are civil servant. In America, in UK, in every part of the world, where they impose this on money to buy form for election. A corrupt nation. Where do you ever see? So them that buy it can be arrested. Like money laundering, like corrupt man. Like thief, how do you get that money?
Some people are businessmen.
Listen to me.
They are businessmen that have money.
Being a businessman in America, Britain, and all over Europe, be a businessman, there's a level you can go. You buy a form for 100 million. Where do you get that money?
The business is doing.
What is business you do? It's a juvenile business? Smuggler? You know what you are doing for the country? Business that only come and destroy. Business to corrupt the country. Businessmen to corrupt the country. You are a corrupt man to be by that form. Can get that form to shut down so that all of us can inform.
So you are going to attack them so that they can shut down.
I must attack them. I must come out, make them come after me. You understand me? I must come and let them come after me.
You belong to APC?
I belong to GPN.
So leave them, it's their party.
No.
It's their party.
No. It gives bad impression to Nigerians. It gives bad impression to our youth, to our coming up. It gives bad impression. What they teach us is abomination. Don't you know? This is teaching. This is corruption teaching. You need to understand this. All this is corrupt teaching. Nigerians believe say, I get money, I go buy. Why are you talking like that? He get money, make him buy. Why my person don't get money? And this guy that buy the phone can never deliver. Okay, you know where he borrow money to buy the phone? You know what they could do if they enter here? To pay his debts.
So if they buy 100 million, when they enter, they will lose.
They'll for 4 years trying to pay his debts. Okay, wait. 400 million. Do you know what they lobby before even get to buy the chicken? No more he borrow, or almost he thief, almost he loan from somewhere, and he enters it for 4 years. More parents debts. It's abomination. That's what corrupt the country.
Mr. Pastor, it's not your party.
You don't understand me. These things is what make them to enter power. They cannot succeed. Mr. Man, listen to me. Don't be a rebel. I'm talking opinion. Give me the hand. Don't be a rebel. So if I
don't be a rebel journalist.
I'm coming. Don't be a rebel journalist. If I talk, get my point. I said doing this thing. People are coming to buy this form. They may borrow money to come buy this form. May frustrate to buy the form. When they enter power, sit down for power. The first of their attempt is to pay this money to them where they borrow. And they finish. They loot money and they thief money. It's too hard. It's abomination.
So what will GBN do? When
GBN will come in, you understand me? The party election before was 20,000, 10,000.
10,000.
Form was what I'm coming now.
Okay.
Form was more cheapest. Form was more cheapest. What happened now? Form was more cheapest. Even the APC party never register. APC never register. But they are running the nation. They register APC.
Are you sure APC is not registered?
Never registered. They change party to party to party to party.
It is registered, Mr.
You don't understand me. Party was registered as AD. You don't change them. So when you register the party, we change them for. You never.
APC
you never register.
Is a combination of many parties.
Combination of any party, you must register as simple party.
They come together to be one.
If they come together, you must register that party and become one.
Yes.
Yeah?
It's registered.
You know registered.
Okay.
The name that you bring me, you must register that name. If I change my name now, I go and swear it. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Osibajo
if I change my name, I'm coming.
I'm
coming.
Okay.
If I change my name, I'll go and swear it. Before I change my name, I don't swear to change name. You need to understand what the fact is.
Osibajo earns a salary 600 and something thousand. How can he afford this 100 million naira?
That's what we are talking about. 500 and something thousand.
600 and something.
600 and something. Asibanjo gain for salary for a month. Now,
aside the allowance.
Okay, now they say they should come and buy form for 100 million. Imagine. Asibanjo get something to take care of. Eh? How will you buy the form?
Now the young people have they gave it 50% off.
Young people?
Yeah.
50% off in what?
Under 40 years, if you have to pay 100 million, they will pay 50 million. Half. They slide it to half.
Where do you even get 1 million? Come and talk about 50 million. This government is worse than worse now. When me and this guy get 1 million, people come to get to 5 million. 50 million.
Okay. Give us 100 billion naira from 4 trillion naira fuel subsidy to return to school. ASU tells federal government.
ASU try to rob the federal government. They should stop it.
How?
ASU.
How?
Oh, what I hear for ASU. Every day ASU. Eh? What do you want? What do you want every day? Funding. Now, in good luck, Jonathan government. They say they give 20 billion. You don't give them 20 billion. You take care of school and everything. What have you seen their work? These guys are robbers.
That is the ASU.
ASU are robbers. Go and see the ASU. They are robbers. You are robbing the federal government.
So where you come?
Understand me? You every day you demand money for government. Demand money for government. Demand money for government. If they don't give you, go strike. They give you, go strike. Why are you demanding money? Can't you do something?
Have you been to a Ferrari University before?
Ferrari University.
Have you been to any?
I visited one.
Which one?
I visited one for this for Unila because federal and ASU call good luck in what not less than they should give 20 billion. Was struck nationwide.
So 20 billion is enough.
Good luck is very ready to have money. But I should have money.
When you pay salary,
20 billion.
When you pay salary,
no, you don't pay salary.
When you pay salary,
I'm coming.
When you do research,
bro, research. Is it only agency?
36 states.
Is it only them that they?
36 states in Nigeria. It's not just New York.
Is it only ASU that control Nigerian education firm? Is it only ASU? Why is it ASU?
Okay.
They are robbers.
15 Edo communities, civil society group barricade Benin Lagos road over herdsmen attacks.
Have your own titerante. The federal government on top. There's a Montego in a secure your community. Since things be like this for now. President say anybody that have AK-14, you don't know way, you know, ask them, say it's the police, don't be police. Not army, don't be army. You carry AK-14, do what? Fine.
That's not what Federal said.
You don't understand me.
Okay.
Understand me. Anybody that have AK-14, they said anybody will form here. If we form a group now for our community and keep to monitor our community, army, police, every force, they give us right. Anybody will have AK-14 and they cannot identify himself, support.
Hand them over to police.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they will not tell you.
If they come in,
hand them over to
I'm
police.
coming. If they come into their community, if the people is stranger, did they know where to run away? If the people is stranger in a Edo community, they know where to run away, they pursue them. These guys are there in Edo.
When will be follow people content?
If I come there, no, can I run away? If they pursue me, can I know where to enter? They'll catch me like this.
Okay, lastly, Buhari has said that Boko Haram is a perversion of religion.
Yes.
Boko Haram does not represent Islam.
You don't represent Islam. They come and say Western education is haram. That's their logo. That's their logo. So now they turn that logo to brush shape. So Buhari is right. They say Western education is haram. Wearing miniskirt, wearing open women to open body and all, they say it's haram. Now they don't come up for that length and enter bloodshed. So Buhari is right. They are not control that thing again. They don't adjust from them. It become bloodshed now for Nigeria and entire Africa. Boko Haram. It become bloodshed. It's not Islam. It's not Islam thing again. Now, individual killing blood to blood. They lead to herdsmen, they lead to bandits, they keep blood to blood. So it's out of what? It's out of Islam foundation. It's now killing.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, the final speech. GPM political party is coming in. We don't care how much you call for money where you call. We are coming in. I want you to come and arrest me. I get speech to talk. Yes, we are coming out. Posters everywhere.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good people, Nigerian. Good people.
Thank you. I'm Pastor. Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
Shall I bring it down? Okay. We are still looking at the 100 million naira Apc presidential form shocking Nigerians. Did it come as a shock to you?
Thank you for having me, my president. I think it's outrageous because if you are looking at, I quite understand that in the electioneering campaign, money is needed. But if you make an individual to pay 100 million, it's just like an investment. The person is expected to recoup his money when he gets into office. So whether you like it or not, the person who is paying 100 million will want to get his money back. There's no two ways about it. How you run a political party is this. As members, you're expected to pay due. I don't know how APC and PDP they are doing their party business currently. What I understand is, in a normal situation, if you're elected as a councillor, you're elected as a House of Assembly member, as a governor, a senator, as a president, there's a percentage of your basic salary that the constitution of your party mandates you to pay to your party. From where they run the day-to-day activities of the party. And even if you want to do electioneering campaign, from there you run the party. Don't forget that as a party, at the local government level, state level, national level, you're supposed to have your secretariat, who have regular staff who resume duty on daily basis. So from the dues that the members pay, you used to run the party. But compelling aspirants to pay 100 million is outrageous. Though, if you look at the Nigerian system, it's compelled because as a party, they have come up with their guideline. You as an aspirant, you cannot challenge it. If you are not paying, if you are paying 30 million as expression of interest, 70 million for nomination form, for me is too much. However I look at it, it's too much. 100 million is outrageous. PDP that is paying 5 million as expression of interest, 35 million for nomination form, altogether 40 million. I'm even saying that is on the high side. Compared to 100 million, for me, it's outrageous.
Okay, what of 40 million? Half of that money for the young people under 40.
No, I think the area that is good is where they said, I think women, they will not be made to pay any amount of money.
Any amount of money.
I think there is a particular age where they are exempted from paying. For me, that one is okay. But asking presidential aspirants to pay 100 million is outrageous.
From the APC.
By all standards.
Boko Haram, perversion of religion, that is from Buhari.
I think Mr. President being economical with the truth. Because whether we like it or not, we all know what Boko Haram stands for. They say Western education is sin. And they are trying to create caliphates under Nigerian sovereignty to call it whether Islamic Republic or Boko Haram or so. So the ideology is based on Islam. So there's no way Mr. President can mislead the public. The information or what they stand for is already in the public domain. The president telling us that they do not represent or they don't stand as Islam or is not the truth. Because all along you have never seen Boko Haram claiming that they are Christians. I think what Mr. President should even accept to have faith as a father, as a leader. I may not say as a father anyway, but as a leader of one of the leaders in the northern part of the country, Mr. President should accept that he has faith. Because these Boko Haram members, you see, they are Nigerians from northern part of the country. When about 600 and not just 600, from what the information in the public domain, about 50,000 Boko Haram members have repented, according to them. According to them, about 50 members have repented. And these are Nigerians. So it tells you that you have a situation where the leaders, the religious institutions in the north, especially the Islamic leadership, the parents, failed woefully in bringing up those children. Because if Mr. President is telling us that they do not represent Islam, and they are claiming that they are even superior, they even know this, they are superior to what the Sunnis and the Shiites are practicing. Mr. President is a Sunni. So what I'm trying to say is the leadership of the North have failed in terms of upbringing of the children. Okay. That is why you are seeing this level of people being radicalized, people being recruited into banditry, Boko Haram, Islam. So instead of Mr. President telling us that they do not represent Islam, he should accept that.
It's a diversion. It's a diversion. They're not practicing Islam, as it were.
Then, if they are not practicing Islam, how do they get the ideology? Because all the people who have led Boko Haram, they are members, they are Nigerians from the northern part of the country. So where do they get the teaching? Who gave them the teaching? That is why, whether we like it or not, Mr. President as a leader, one of the leaders in the north, should accept that he has faith as a leader in the north. All the religious leaders, Islamic leaders, should accept that they have faith. If they are saying they derate, the word they are saying, talking about is not Islam. At what point in time do they get that teaching? Who tutored them? Who radicalized them? To the point where they now metamorphose into terrorism.
Yeah, terrorism.
And they are taking lives recklessly. Okay. For 50,000 persons to subscribe to an organization. And as we speak, if not that they are surrendering, they already had the capacity to share monopoly of coercive power with federal governments. We have seen in the past where they kidnapped Chibok girls, kidnapped 30 girls, and government did not have the capacity to rescue those girls. So, Mr. President should apologize to Nigerians that as one of the leaders in the north, that he failed.
Okay, let's leave that. Let's go to give us 4 billion naira from 4 trillion naira for subsidy to return to school as to tell federal government.
You see, it's unfortunate that Nigerian government do not place high premium on education. A country where the government will tell you that they are borrowing 200 million naira, sorry, dollar, to buy mosquito nets. They are borrowing $6 million US to build water projects that you are not seeing. In the same country, you cannot expend 400 billion to address the decadence in educational sector. It's unfortunate. Because whether you like it or not, if you get it right in education, you would have solved 50% of Nigerian problem. Because aspect of life, you bring out graduates, experts, technocrats who will manage the affairs of the economy. But if you get it wrong, I'm not surprised anyway, because if you look at all the Nigerian government personnel, House of Assembly members, senators, House of Rep members, governors, the president himself, they take their children outside the country to acquire better education. And they want those ones to come here and get their employment at the expense of the poor masses. So they will not be interested in developing the educational sector here because they are not directly being affected. When the evacuated Nigerians who were studying, it's not surprising that when the crisis started in Ukraine, we were made to understand that Nigerian students in Ukraine were 5,600. And when they evacuated them, and recently unfortunately, one of them died. It was not a coincidence that it was the son of a House of Assembly member in Sokoto. As unfortunate as it is, what I'm trying to say in essence is, because they are in the majority, the children of the politicians. I'm not saying the business class do not have their children schooling outside, but the politicians, they are the ones that have what it takes to make policy, what it takes to better the educational sector, what it takes to improve the educational sector. And they are afraid to do it because they are not directly affected. Mr. President has been preaching Nigerian content. The daughter graduated from Britain. So how do you not prove that you are a Nigerian? How do you not prove that you are patriotic? I've been telling other Nigerians to be patriotic. Yet you take your children outside the country to acquire better education at the expense of the poor masses who are at the receiving end of maladministration.
Okay, let's look at 15 Edo communities, civil society group, barricade beneath Lagos road over herdsmen attack.
That is why we cannot stop in calling on Mr. President to throw in the trowel.
Throw in the trowel. I was thinking calling on him to look at the situation.
Because you see, just like he tried to deny, presidency tried to deny the other time that they are not overwhelmed. Whether they like it or not, it's not about going to the press to deny. The government seems to be overwhelmed by this plethora of insecurity. Because you see it happening in Kaduna, before you know it's happening in Edo, before you know it's happening in Zamfara, before you know it's happening in Katsina. As we speak, there's a bandit who are giving Zamfara state government 14 days ultimatum to pay him 30 million. Otherwise, he will kill 300 Nigerians. And according to him, that his wife and a relative of the wife and one other person was killed by Nigerian security agencies. And if that man is to make good his threat, I don't think the federal government had what it takes to stop him from doing it. Well, as we speak, if they have the capacity to stop him, they would have gone for the rescue mission of 167 Nigerians who are in captivity. How can you tell me that you are a president and the commander of the armed forces? You call Nigeria a sovereign state. A group that go by the name of criminals, terrorists, will stop a train by bombing the rail line, the rail line, and adopt 168 Nigerians. And as we speak, the adoptees are in Nigeria. The adopters are in Nigeria. And the government is not able to rescue them. And the same Nigeria system, you have American security agencies come to Sokoto State to rescue a 27-year-old Philip who was kidnapped in Nigeria, taken to Sokoto. Yet you call Nigeria a sovereign state, you sit comfortably in Asu Rock, and you go by the name of the president and the commander of the armed forces.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Matthew.
Thank you for having me.
Lazarus. Yes, Lazarus.
Mr. Lazarus, good morning. How are you?
Thank God.
Now, the APC has pegged 100 billion naira for presidential form. How do you look at it?
They are deceiving themselves because APC is not a party where somebody is supposed to support. APC is a party, a destroyed party. It's true that some people who thief money from PDP run to APC. APC is a wrong party where somebody can run to. If it is for me to say, I will say that they will destroy both PDP and the APC. Form a new party that is a good party from youth, not by all those dead people. Because what I'm trying to bring out is that people that I'm hearing their name, they are notorious criminals. People who trend from APC, PDP to APC, they're not supposed to be ruling again. It's youth that's supposed to take over this country. Before it's over, enough is enough. Over. For them,
can an average youth afford 100 million naira for form? Or let's say 50 million naira?
For who?
For presidential form. Can an average youth, Nigerian youth, afford such amount?
Thank you. It's very, very, very good for them to afford that money. Because if you do not take over this country, these people, as they are dying, they will carry us enter grave. They want the youth to follow them die as they are dying, one by one.
Yeah, I'm not going with
one novel said that good things deserve another. But for Nigeria, good things deserve bad things. Is what they are showing us.
Good thing deserve bad thing. No, I don't think so.
Good thing deserve bad thing for those old men wey no gree die. Instead of that, they will be using their son or their daughter for them to die. They no gree die.
Okay, 15 Edo communities and civil society groups barricade Benin Lagos road over herdsmen attacks. Let me get your response to that.
My brother, before they will attack any society, there must be a member of them. That is Oga, chairman, among those people that go there to attack. Because I could not believe that before armed robber will enter any place, there must be one of them robber that welcome them for that place. So you cannot go a place where you do not know. As a man, I cannot just from here enter to go to those states to go and rob and go free. They must catch me. Even that time where they say they rob Fredo, there is people that lead them before they enter those bars and rob them. Illiterate can never even write a name without taking exam. And without
going to school.
Yes. Ignorance is not excuse in law. Whatever thing that happen for there, they knows it. They know people already, people knows them as criminals.
No. Don't call Edo people criminals. There are Edo people that it's a general thing. You don't tag the people criminal. You understand?
That's another question.
Okay. Boko Haram is perversion of religion. That is from Buhari. Boko Haram is perversion of the Islamic religion. You understand the question? Boko Haram does not represent Islam.
Yes.
Buhari that says so.
Do you know that the time where Obasanjo ruled, there is no Boko Haram.
There was.
The Obasanjo, because they know Obasanjo will tackle them. Let Musa Yaradua rule. There is no Boko Haram. When their godfather came out, we precisely know as President Mr. Muhammad Buhari.
There was Boko Haram.
They came out. The time of Jonathan.
There was Boko Haram.
Jonathan is a learned man. That is why he left the matter for the person who brought the matter. Let him use his head to carry the matter.
Okay, he left it for Buhari.
He left the matter. He planned it for Jonathan, and Jonathan reasoned well. Say the evil, it's like Bible where say the evil men too live after them, but now it's before them. Buhari is suffering what he planned for Jonathan. It's what he's supposed to see. Jonathan used the wisdom that he had. That is why he left the Boko Haram bandits, Fulani men to
Buhari, because Buhari have already made Nigeria to be upside down. And and I can't say his family, because there are some certain things where your father will be doing. You may not like it. Like Lai Mohammed. Our daughter asked him, why are you answering like Lai Mohammed? He tell
his grandchild.
Yes. And it's a good question. He did not, he cannot be able to answer that small girl the question. Say, yeah, I'm Lai Mohammed, but he deny it. He tell her, shut up. See, charity begins at home. It's people that they plant that they are seeing. They never say anything. If they not give Igbo's president, they will see the one where Senior Biati. Eh? If they not give Igbo's president 2023, as they're saying one Nigeria, they will see the one where Senior Biati. Okay. They never say anything.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lazarus.
Thank you.
Edo people are wonderful people. My pastor is an Edo man.
I'm trying to.
I've never seen such a person before in my life. He's an Edo man, my pastor. So Edo people are wonderful people. So they are not criminals. Thank you very much, Mr. Lazarus. Thank you very much.
I will conclude it. Enough is enough. Let them give Igbo's president.
Thank you.
Or else, if.
Yes, thank you very much. I have Mr. David. Come on, Mr. David. Come on, Mr. David.
Mr. Chukwu. Good morning, my guy. The street journalist, the man that is making the wave in the street, the man that represents the common man on the streets, the man that gives us the audience for us to hear our views. Thank you. I say God bless you. And to our viewers too, kudos to everybody that has been supporting this brand and watching this brand. And to the CEO himself, Mr. Abiodun Pupului, Oga Tualisa.
Let's look at the presidential form of the APC. Let's take a look at that. What will you say? What is your say on all the...
My brother, any politician that can afford this amount of money to purchase or to buy a presidential, a nomination form, my brother is a criminal. Any politician...
I think we can afford it.
I said anyone that can afford it is a criminal. I'm not excluding anybody. Now, yesterday, when APC announced that their nomination form is 100 million, a candidate, an aspirant has purchased this. Ashwaju Tinubu has bought his own.
A businessman bought it for him.
My brother, forget that thing. Nobody bought it for him. My brother, nobody. My brother, see, Atiku claimed that it was not his businessman that bought his form for him. My brother, nobody bought his form for him. My brother, how much? Now, before 1999, how much does Ashwaju want? Not, this is just 44 million now. Now, you still need to spend money to woo and buy the delegate to again. My brother, see, APC is promoting injustice. And there was a bill that was signed. Not too young to rule. Not too young to rule. Cannot too young to rule. What is kind of form?
They slash it by
35%. No, they said if you are above. If you are above,
slashes cost of form by 50% for aspirants under 40 years.
By 50%. Yeah. Me, I think buy the form. Can I even purchase the form? Even like let us slash it to 700 naira. That is the only interest form I can purchase. Now, House of Assembly is how much? 2 million.
2 million.
So now, how many people here can purchase or can buy a special form for 2 million? These people are so callous. They are evil. My brother, let me put about now. ASU is begging federal government for just 200 million to go back to classroom. ASU, just 200 million. Okay, government, million, please.
Billion. 200 billion.
From, okay, yeah, sorry. 200 billion. Now, are you telling me government cannot afford such money? These people now, from now to Saturday, we see that like 7 persons will purchase this form. Now, we have collective bail. Who can get, okay, now, ASU, what is your demand? What is your problem? Take this money, go back to school. Go back to classroom. And then because our sisters, our brothers, and the young ones are at home.
And this money is 5% of the 4 trillion naira.
I'm not talking about even about the 4 trillion naira. I'm talking about private Nigerians can even afford to give us this money.
Yeah.
In place of Tinubu, Atiku, Oshbajo and Co today, Dangote come out today and say, okay, ASU, what is your problem? Take this money, go back to classroom. Take about to do it. But now they are more interested in purchasing form. My brother, if you buy form 100 million, I bet you, my brother, you not go do anything. You won't cost him money with that now. Yes. If you purchase form of 100 million naira.
Are you saying as well you cannot afford
what?
100 million naira?
No.
That if he's a big man, he's a big man.
No,
if he gives that 100 million naira, you want to embezzle for.
Why would you embezzle? See this one, they talk like Abi Mugu. See this Christian, they talk to some people. So I shall we get the power. He will not embezzle. Atiku will get the power. He will not embezzle. Nobody will get here. They will not embezzle. Because if you purchase form, my brother, if you purchase form for 100 million naira, my brother, tell me, won't you embezzle? That is not a no. You will still run the campaign, no. Apart from buying form now, if you primary election now, you will still give money to delegates. Like Atiku last time spent $5,000 to delegates. So now tell me now, Paraventure, if he becomes the president of this country, tell me, won't he recover the money back? So now we expect such man to now start tying road, to make government policy, to make Nigeria economy good. My brother, don't expect anything from them. Don't expect anything. Such man will not do anything. Such man has what? He's just only here to just embezzle the money.
Okay.
This 100 million form is too outrageous. It shows that they don't want we, the poor person, to join partisan politics. Yes.
You have this
my brother, if all of us here in this Ogba, live in this Ogba, how many people can afford 100 million to buy form? It's too expensive, and this is democracy. And now let them float independent candidates for us.
Candidates, yes.
We've always saying this. We've been saying it. We want independent candidacy, whereby you don't need to belong to a political party before you can contest election. You don't have to spend all your last dime before you want to contest election. But the Senate will not assent to that. The president will not agree to that. Let you as a person, you can come out and declare if there is independent candidate.
David, you said that politics in Nigeria is all about money.
Is what?
Money.
Yes, now. Yes, now.
Yes. So what are you saying?
See, Mr. Christian, don't get me wrong. Even if you are even if you are what independent candidate, you will still spend money, but not at this outrageous price of what buying form.
Okay.
That is what I'm trying to say.
Boko Haram, perversion of religion, that is from Buhari. Boko Haram.
See, Mr. Christian. Now I want to say something. The governor of Anambra State sent 97 clerics to Hajj. He sent them to Hajj to pray against insurgency and banditry. Mr. Christian, does that make sense?
An average Nigerian needs. Nigerian says that we need prayer in Nigeria.
My brother, forget it. Prayer is not Nigeria problem. If prayer is Nigeria problem, Nigeria will be one of the biggest developed country in the world. Glorious country. Go to MFM. Pastor know what I'm saying. Pastor Matthew. When you get to the entrance of what? What's it called? MFM. They will say 24 hours prayer. Where prayer never stops. Prayer goes on there. MFM. 24 hours. People are trooping there to pray. Still, nothing has changed. Has something changed in Nigeria? My brother, you pray from now till end of this year. My brother, nothing will change. Now, when America killed Saddam Hussein, America did not pray. Did they pray? Did they pray? America did not pray. America equipped their soldiers, gave them the necessary support to put an end to what this man terrorizing the peace of the world. So, Zamfara governor is just wasting money, sending some cleric men to Saudi Arabia to go and pray against insecurity. You know what to do. Let them equip army. Let army face them. My brother, prayer will not stop it. These people are killed. After killing, they will still go and pray. So, my brother, the governor of Zamfara on this note has gotten it wrong.
Okay.
Sending 97 persons to Saudi, taxpayers' money, just to pray for nonsense. God see, it's like they're just disturbing God. How can God answer such prayer? God has given you everything for you. God has given you sense for you to think. Look, talk to Mr. President. Equip yourself and groom local vigilantes. Don't go for prayers.
Okay, lastly, playing military crash launches probe on NF unveils dead pilots' identities. Military launch probe on the NF the saga.
The probe is dead. The panel is calm. You will not hear the outcome again. So now why wasting our time? You will not hear the outcome again. You will not hear the outcome again. You will not hear the outcome.
I have a feeling that these pilots are not experienced.
It's not about experience.
Having crashed that plane.
You know whether even the pilot, whether they are saboteurs. This pilot too, you know, if they are working for this bandit, you do think how would bandits penetrate Nigerian Air Force base without the help of an insider? I think that's possible. These guys, that is what you get when you give amnesty. When you say repentance. You give amnesty or pardon to repentant Boko Haram, you give them slots into army. You give them slots into police, into Air Force, into Navy. In return, don't you think they will be loyal to their paymasters? They would. My brother, Nigeria matter. Now sit down, they look. Sit down, they look.
Thank you very much.
That's what Mr. Skule said. He said, Ojojumo Nigeria. Every day you wake up, you suffer. Every day. See, my brother, 2023 again. Don't expect good governance by you buying form of 100 million. My brother, those persons that support the aspirants will also recoup their own money. So don't see, as it stands now, I don't find way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
Are you too?
I understand.
You my boss, you my person. You know that you were telling me, yeah, any camera that David, are you sure this country can be great again? That question, ask Mr. Kule.
Thank you very much, sir. I already know Mr. Kule's answer. He said there's no Panadol that will cure the headache.
Yeah, good morning.
Of Nigeria.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kule.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, viewers. And Lanre, good morning. But watch your tongue, Lanre. Always watch your tongue, right?
Okay. Let's look at the 100 million APC presidential form. 100 million APC presidential form.
I think it used to be more than that before.
No.
The previous election we had,
it was not.
How much was it there?
It was up to 50 million.
For the presidency?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
But how much did they spend for campaign?
No, that is aside.
That shouldn't be aside.
Look at expression of interest, 30 million. Expression of interest, 30 million.
Yes.
Then the nomination fund itself, 70 million. We are not talking about
that 100 million. Is just a drop in the ocean, right? Out of the budget.
How much does the vice president earn a month?
Now, that is where I'm going to. How much did the president himself earn a month? For him to be able to afford 100 million. And when you now say the cronies are the ones that are going to pay, what is the work of those cronies? What are they doing? This is when the FCC has to come in and start quizzing them. You know, because you say you're paying 100 million for, form a loan, interest of, interest for your interest to buy a
expression of interest, 30 million.
30 million.
That I'm interested.
To even, let's say, to get the form, 100 million.
100 million.
Now, when the campaign now starts, how much do you want to spend? You'll be talking of, Nigerian election is one of the most expensive. It's even, if not the most expensive in the world. Let's say it clear. Why all those bogus money? This is what encourage corruptions. This is what encourage corruptions. By the time they must have spent, the last loot they acquire, finished. When they get to power, what will happen? They will start recovering what they have spent on the election alone. And the cronies that donated will come in and, you know, they will carry those garbage along with them to settle them. Because those are the first person to be settled, before the masses.
Okay, give us 200 billion from the 4 trillion naira fuel subsidy so that we can return to school. ASU tells FG.
200 billion.
From that 4 trillion naira subsidy.
That they made from subsidy.
Yeah. As give us 200 billion from this 4 trillion naira so that we can return to school.
Don't get it wrong. From the 4 trillion naira they are paying for subsidy. The Dangote used to build the Dangote Refinery. That will be supplying, that will be pumping out 600 meters of crude every day. 600 or is it 6,000 liters of crude. Now, how much did Dangote use to, you see, I don't know. You see, this country, who caused this country? Who puts a curse on this country? The country is not well. The country is not okay. Now, the 4 trillion they're using to pay subsidy. What happened if they use that money to rehabilitate the, what's it called, the refineries?
Yes.
That is what I'm saying.
To build a new, this one.
To build a new one,
modular,
yes.
Like 5
modular refinery.
That's 4 trillion naira.
I think ICC has to come into this case for us. ICC, International Criminal Court, for the oppressions these people have given to us, for maladministration, for suffering that they've given to us. We need to send our petition down outside, because this one is not an ordinary high. The way it is now, the way I'm saying it is, any government that comes in always perform woefully. Any government keep getting worse by the day. So what is the problem of this country? We need to sit down and diagnose what is going on, because this one is not the ordinary high, my brother. It's not an ordinary issue. We are just saying it's not a physical, just ordinary physical thing. It's a spiritual problem that is happening in this country. It's a spiritual problem where the leaders won't know that they are just wasteful people. Where the leader will know that they are, what's this child in the Bible that wasted all his prodigal? You know, prodigal sons. We have prodigal leaders in this country. We have a lot of prodigal leaders, even right from the onset of the democracy. I won't exempt any one of them, but this time around, it keeps getting worse, and this government own is even worse and worse. It has been happening since advent of democracy. When PDP came in, they've been turning around the crude. And that's the part of what we are suffering most now. I didn't mean they've turned around that refinery, and it's worse. We won't be in this mess. See, now, any government that comes in, they keep increasing bogus budget to do turnaround, and nothing is turning around. Then they will now say they are paying subsidies. They have 2 options to hold you down. They are turning around. The turnaround that expired now is subsidy. Who is collecting all this subsidy? Who is the name? What's the name of those people collecting subsidy? And those one collecting subsidies, they are still shortaging them. You remember the adulterated fuel that came in to the country? We've not heard anything again. No. Those guys must have dropped money for elections, and they must have, you know, okay, well done, sir. They must have dropped the kickback for them. So who is going to prove? Who is going to prove? But I just know, say, one day, thief will catch the hunter. Instead of hunter catching the thief will catch the hunter.
15 Edo community civil society.
Hunter go catch the thief, I mean.
Yeah, 15 Edo community civil society groups barricade Benin Lagos road over herdsmen attacks. That's your brother, I don't know Lagos.
It's quite unfortunate I can't see him there. And they have a governor. You said they have a proactive governor, you know, Obaseki. All of them, they are fighting for survival now. They are trying to strategize to be relevant in politics now. So about governance now, if Boko Haram like, they should kidnap their citizens. They don't care. What are the governors doing as far as security? They have security votes. My brother, thank you very much. They have security votes in which they allocated to them every month as they are collecting the, what's it called, the allocation, from the federal, what's it called, federal government, from the federal inland, what's it called, what they call them, those people that distribute money to the states, all the states. They give the federal their own, they give the state their own, and their security votes come along with that money. They share one money from every
Ministry of Finance.
Yes, it's being distributed by Ministry of Finance every month. They share. The security votes comes along with those money. What are they using the money for? What are they using you are collecting security vote and your states are insecure. Your states are insecure. So what's the excess of the security votes? So you can see that, I mean, to be a citizen in Nigeria, it's more or less like a curse instead of a blessing. The way I see it.
Lastly, pensioners to picket NSITF offices nationwide over non-payment of pension.
Now, you see, it takes two to tango. It takes two to get corruption done in this country. These civil servants, they are still part of maladministration, corruption we are seeing in this country. Because when all these politicians come into government, when they just been swearing, when they just been, allotted offices are there, different offices, who are they going to meet on the ground? They will meet the politician. Then the politicians, party level, then they will now start learning from the politician and from the civil servant. How do you do this? How did my predecessor do all these things? They will now start opening, avenue to corruption, the easiest way to loot to them. So these guys that you call civil servant, they are culpable. Because go to any ministry, right from Lagos here, you cannot go to get something from them, or you need something from them, you cannot go with an empty hand. You have to bribe, you have to tip, some people. If not, they will not even look at your side, they will not attend to you. So what will you call that? Tomorrow now, those people will now say they've not been paying pension. But how about the pensions they've been collecting for masses that even have no job? Come on, it's ordinary last man catch you now. You have to part away. With what? With money. What they call that? What they call that? Police catch you, you have to part away with money. Even all the garages, they collect money from them. The security forces, they collect money from them. So what will you call that? So everybody, the corruption has overwhelmed one way or the other. It has penetrated everybody's blood. Majority of the citizens' blood now, as it is. So to even kill the corruption, that means a lot of people has to go, because there's no how they can repent. Nobody can want to repent. There's no change. This government promised change, but we are seeing worst of change. We are seeing worst of governance in this country as of now. Nevertheless, they are all bed of same feather. Even the PDP themselves, I've never seen anything good in all those parties, because they looted too. But the chief looters are the current one now. And anyone that comes in again, they are still going to loot. Okay. That's the problem. Okay. This country, I think the best way, the Panadol that we're supposed to use, that we've been using for our headache, has expired. It can no longer cure the headache. So let us get the bearing. Instead of talking, we should get into action. And some people are still sitting on the fence. When you talk, they say you don't collect Indomie, you don't collect Indomie, you don't collect this thing. But I pity the life of those people. Their life will just end with Indomie. Their whole life, anywhere you are in Europe, your life will end with Indomie. You will find Indomie, you will not even see. Just people,
thank you very much.
Saying something serious, they'll be talking Indomie. What the hell?
Thank you very much. I have Mazi. Good morning, Mazi.
Hey, my good friend.
How are you? Long time.
Fine, sir, brother. Okay, sir.
This one you show up this morning. What's happening? What's the time saying?
Brother, say whatever bird is pursuing with rain is very, very important.
Whatever the bird is pursuing with rain, it's very important.
Yes, it's very, very important.
Okay, I understand. Let's look at 100 million naira for nomination from APC presidency.
Fine and good. Buhari is on his last
is playing with final whistle now. So this time now, they are planned to stack money from people. Because you know, the problem we have in this nation is personal interest and greediness. So we bring them, so we give them the money, and they will pocket the money. They will share the money as usual. You can remember when the Buhari want to enter seat, he said they have say 30 cows or something like that. But now, Buhari houses is uncountable.
Do you have any private information about
Thank you very much. I may not give short detail, but for some things I read last month ago, I had something like that. But nevertheless, it's known that this is the last chance. Him and Tunumbu. And you know, Tunumbu is coming out. And they need money for the election of APC, money that they will give people. So plenty money will come in. So they will make money with that. Do you think that this money that I mentioned, even if they collect it, they will put it for government account? It's a lie.
No, it's for their party now. This is APC.
This is APC.
Yeah, it's their party.
They are about to make money, I'm telling you.
From their members?
Yes. Okay, you think that is everybody that are going to meeting know what is doing in meeting? It's not everybody that are going to meeting know what is happening in the meeting. Some people are going to the meeting and putting their money on what they don't know about. So it's people that will swallow the money.
Would a Nigerian youth be able to afford such amount that wants to become president?
The Nigeria have youth.
Are you not a youth?
Thank you very much. Buhari, the president of Nigeria, says that Nigerian youth is lazy. So if you value what you have, it will work for you. So when you don't value it, so it's nothing for you. Such amount that they are calling, am I the one who will provide the money? Or you yourself are asking me a question, do you have such the money? So there was no room for anything youth for that kind of amount of money.
Plan for youth?
No plan for youth. And they don't want you to near there.
They say they are interested in youth being part of the governance in Nigeria.
Any youth, anybody that is above 35, 40, 50, 55 coming out for president for Nigeria is wasting his time. Because Nigerian presidents start from 70, 80, 90.
70, 80, 90.
70, 80s, 90. That is where Nigerian president, they can allow you to enter that seat. So we did there, do retirement, die there. So for you to be 35 years, 40 years, 50 years, saying you are coming out for presidency in Nigeria, Oga, you are deceiving yourself.
Okay, let's look at Soludo is finding it difficult in Anambra State. Unknown government has intensified their attacks on police stations. What will you say about that?
Thank you very much. You know, when you say a man who did not bury the dead body, to bring out the dead body from the ground, he will start from leg. Because he's not the one who buried the person. Now, Soludo intercedes, and you know what his people is crying for? And him himself, because they believe that Nigerian government is national cake. Whenever you enter, you make a way for your own. So he entered there, he believed that when he enter, Nigerian Eastern boys or youth will stop crying for what they are crying for. He went there and began to say, to do his own, to act, so that the Nigerian government will see he is against these people. He will pack money, he will put money for his polling van. So when he entered to do like that, those boys there tell him that, Oga, what you are here for is not, what you are saying is not your business. Mind your business. If you need money from Nigerian government, go, you know how you spend the money from them. Don't use a useless language for them on. So for him to say he find it difficult, if you make the If you make the government ungovernable for himself, let him take it like that. You go there, let him face his own business. It's a politician. You should leave those boys that are fighting for what they are fighting for. Hello, sir. Do you understand? If he come to that place, see some people is fighting for government. Some people are political mafias. Some people are unknown government. Some people are IPOB. Some people here saying, yo, when you go there to become a governor of Anambra State, Oga, you will point, you will use your tongue and count your teeth. You are not there to just talk to people anyhow. When you see situation on the ground, as a wise man, use your antithesis. You don't go talk anyhow. Okay. Because everybody diverse. Anambra youth is angry. Imo State youth is angry. Abia State youth is angry. Abakaliki youth is angry. Enugu youth is angry. Boys in East, they are all angry. Go for MCMC Owerri. You will see youth. That place is filled up with cops. And it was cops of youth. Youth was full there. Nigerian soldiers is killing youth every day there. If they kill anyone, they will say it's unknown government. They will leave Fulani people who is terrorizing the east and west. So that's why these youth, they are angry. So anybody that enter seat there, calling himself a governor or whosoever it may be, need to use your initiative. So who is it? The name of what is this calling his name? I'm forgetting his name. Soludo. Soludo should mind in business. You should go and meet them for Abuja and be collecting money just like others are doing, and leave those boys alone.
Okay. Okay. Lastly, let's look at give us 200 billion naira from the 4 trillion naira subsidy, so that ASU and students can return to school.
Who will give the money? Me and you know that Nigerian government money is in the hand of Buhari and his wife. Buhari's wife is in Dubai now, buying house. Buhari will be sending money there. They are acquiring property. So our money nowhere is going. Nobody is using money that come out from this Nigeria to solve the problem of Nigeria. They are using the money that come out from Nigeria to solve their own personal problem, and also building houses in other countries. So don't expect anybody to bring such amount of money to make education forward in this Nigeria. Let me tell you something, oh, we should stop deceiving ourselves, because we are deceiving ourselves. Then the talk of youth. Who be youth? Wait, whether I be youth. Look at me now, you don't know my age. Even if you see me, see my father, you don't know say who each other. Because condition don't make a fish bend. If I tell you my age now, you don't go believe him.
I don't go believe him.
Yes. So, but we no go there. The issue is this. If you know you're a youth, you call yourself a youth. Oga, fight for your own. Tunumbu Asiwaju Ahmed. He said when Otibanjo want to, he said he never have it. Who can come out for president? For West. Even Otibanjo said, even Obasanjo, everybody. He said he never get a son. Now what did they tell him for not? But no problem. If you call yourself a youth, Oga, don't allow all these 70, 80, 90, 100 years people to kill you when your time never. Wise.
Thank you, man. Wonderful.
Multi-talented.
again. So how are you doing all over the world? Yes, Lagos, Nigeria is here. Yes,
so what is the street saying?
The street say we should keep on moving. Say keep on moving until you get to where you are going.
Now they have paid the presidential reform 100 million. You say you want to come and
see that 100 million is a bullshit language, a criminality language, a statement that is telling you that don't go to that area because you don't have it. How will you have 100 million? Where will we go to see 100 million? Where is the youth go to see 100 million? It's a criminality composed language they cook together, which it cannot work for them. Say presidency, 100 million, 100 million. Do you know how many million it was 100 million, how many thousand? So whose work are you doing when you see 100 million? Now governorship, 50 million.
Yes,
see, because they have enough money, so they are bracketing the amount to their own selfish interests.
Can you win election in Nigeria without money?
It's impossible.
But you are coming for president.
No, now because of the situation around the corner, because the youth of Nigeria have now seen that those old people, according to my guy here, 70, 80, 90, they are kept to swallow Nigeria. So we are tired of them. So it's time for them to go. Now we can come to power by ourselves without spending any money. Because now we want to use one mind, one Nigeria, one youthful minded, without any money. And we will win them, we will degrade the art of Asholok. That time is up.
Can you convince the Nigerian youth without giving that person money to vote for you?
That one is very easy because everybody have now seen that now the garri I'll be drinking is full of sand. It's full of sand, so now you can't drink it anymore. So now we have to accept our own mistake and really and take the reality by ourselves and go further to see what we are looking for. Because we continue to stay with them, they will sink us forevermore. So it's now to forget about the money and move forward and make it a right choice. Now is the time. Because all those bunch of criminals, they call them politicians, they are criminality people. So we want to end their journey. Now is the end of their journey. See, somebody like Tinubu is still coming back to who? To come and rule Nigeria? When you are controlling Lagos for the past 1999 date, how many trillions of naira you have? What have you done to Nigeria? It's now you are not telling Nigeria, telling the youth that the government is suffering you. When you are part and parcel of them, so you all failure. You have to go back to your body law and rest till you die. You don't have time here anymore. It's time now for change. We the youth is taking over the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now.
Okay. You are from Edo. 15 Edo.
Now you see my community, my Edo state is now be overruled by the Fulani, by the Buhari boys.
Fulani? No.
The Buhari boys.
Herdsmen.
They are Buhari boys. They are Buhari kinsmen. They are not killing people. They now went to the wrong. They went to the wrong area. They went to Edo state. They went to my state. That's the heartbeat of the nation. Now Nigeria is going to be destabilized. Should we make a language yesterday say nobody can destabilize Nigeria? Now is a destabilizing time. Now my state has been rendered with Fulani herdsmen. Now the violence is going to take it by force. Now we are not waiting for anybody anymore. We are taking the arms out of our hand and we are going to defeat our land. We are destroying everywhere now because now is the time. Now is the time to end of the fucking darkness ruling. Buhari, your time is up. Your boys are killing people all over Nigeria. And what you will say is that security meeting. Now they have taken the battle to my feet, to my back.
You have a governor. There's a governor there.
There's a governor there. It's a tata to the Buhari. It's a tata to Buhari, so you can't finish. Buhari detect to him. They are killing your people, and you can't defend your people. You are telling government to come and harass you. They will kill all of them because they are the government that sent them in the first place. So now is the end of time. We are going to take our law into our hands to defend ourselves.
It's not good to take law into your hands.
You want to defend yourself when the death is coming. You can't be witnessing death every day and you are sitting to waiting for who will rescue you. And the person that is coming to rescue you is the one that is killing you. So you have to change your character and change your mind. And change your mind and face the reality. And face the reality. Now is the time to face the reality. Because Nigeria is going down to before it's going to an end, let us match the matchable. The match the evil.
But I'm saying that the governor should look into the crisis.
How long have the governor looking into the crisis? When they are collecting monthly allowance, all the security money they are collecting, what have they done with the security money? Millions of naira. They are all group and gang of criminals. They are gangsters, and we are going to take them now.
Okay. Lastly, Lua, Buhari is saying that Boko Haram is a perversion of religion.
See what I'm telling you right for the time? Say Buhari is the masterminder of all of them. You are not trying to differentiate Boko Haram from Christian or from Muslim. Are you going to tell us that Boko Haram is a Christian home? Boko Haram is not a Christian home. The Tata know the meaning of Boko Haram. The meaning of Boko Haram is a Muslimic arrangement.
I like that thing.
Muslimic arrangement. To create brutality to the heart of the non-Muslim in Nigeria. And now we already know the truth. Now you are trying to differentiate illegality language. They came to kill us, and we will kill them too. They are enemy to us, and they are evil. They are Islamistic. They are not really the only one that tell me they are Christian Muslim. They are Islamistic. They want to Islamize Nigeria, and it's impossible for them. Boko Haram is a bunch of criminals, and you are under them.
Lastly, what's your message to the government?
The message to the government is that the government are Fokoyo people. They are full of Fokoyo. They are criminality people. They don't know the truth, and they know the truth. They are hiding under the carpet. Now, the truth is going to eat them up.
Thank you very much, Oluwawan.
You are welcome.
I have it, sir. Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. God bless you.
Yeah, sir. Come close to the mic. Come close to the mic. Yeah, we're looking at the 100 million naira presidential fund. Many youths that want to become president can afford. How do you look at it?
Thank you very much. God bless you.
How do you look at it?
That's 100
million naira for form.
For form. Yes, about 4 days ago, one man go to phone seller shop. He drop the guy where they sell food. The guy, you don't know what he's doing. He carried the phone inside packet. He loaded the phone. The phone is about 1.5 million. He's saying they find money.
No, so you like person. You like person.
For president. He wants to be president.
Wow.
That's why. No, me so. You see Nigeria, thief too much. And our government, they don't worry. They don't police, whether they beware of police, they know what police they do. We don't want old person to come president. People, you know, say Buhari, he treat himself 8 years for America. He go treat himself. To repair one refinery is difficult for him. For 8 years, he go to treat himself for America. You don't want old person in the president.
No one old person anymore in president.
In president. Because the same thing will go happen. People don't understand that old people, as they're in charge of money of Nigeria, they use it as their life. Kerosene bought 600 naira. 600 naira, a bottle of kerosene. For pop,
then it was 100 naira, 80, 70 naira.
Then, now it's
600.
It is a good. God Almighty, I'm alive, I'm a swore. That's where we are building first act 1977. That one come. He gives good money for us. He gives us that's us money. That one. And he's still there today. God will bless him. God will do with him. Why don't they go outside to see what is going on? He will send it Osibadi. He will send Osibadi. One day he will die. He's about to go outside to see what is happening. He will send Osibadi to go and cut rope. Whether they open some building or some rope. Now Osibadi they go cut rope.
Okay, let's talk about herdsmen attacking communities. How do you look at it?
That is the fault of the president. President don't work with the officers, both army, both air force, both navy, both police. But you don't work with them. But they come out to talk to them. That's why they do all these things. When they say they kidnap people for them away, they say they money. Say it's a good talk. It is a good talk.
What is good for Nigeria? What is the good thing that should happen to Nigeria?
So for Nigeria now, to put young person as president, to put young person, when I not put old person, if you want Nigerian to be go out in good way, when they put young person where we come out, where we see what is going on in the town. You know how you organize the town.
Okay, thank you very much.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your. Yeah, thank you.
I'm very grateful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, sir, we've come to the. Okay, we have Mr. Rap. Mr. Rap. Hi, we have many people that have spoken today. So what? We have many people that spoke today. Come on, Mr. Rap.
That's very good. We need more people, many more people.
But let's
so what we are saying is that like I go through the streamline, the comments there, they are talking about the Fulanization of Nigeria. So those guys in abroad, they have the same understanding of the Fulani nation as we do here in Nigeria. Because everybody in Africa, like Central Africa, even up to East, down East, where East joins Southern Africa, then the whole West Africa, we know that Fulani, they are very dangerous species of human being. Fulani man, over the years, has not been living in peace with his neighbor. Fulani man, over the years, has been described often by their brothers in Africa as what? Barbarians. They wander from place to place, grab people's land, destroy farmlands, killing people, slaughtering people, up to the level of macheting 4-year-old. These are the Fulanis. The ravaged CAR, Central African Republic, in 2013. And the whole CAR, Central African Republicans, are you listening to me? The indigenes of that country decided that they had taken enough from Fulani. Because then in the Central African Republic, the president then was from Fulani extraction. Do you know what he did? Exactly 120% what Buhari is doing in Nigeria. By how? The man made the IG in Central African Republic a Fulani man. Prison controller, Fulani man. Customs, Fulani man. Immigration, Fulani man. The general chief of army staff, everybody, the vice president. That now, the Central African Republicans, they began to understand that Fulani thoroughly want to exterminate every other tribe in Central African Republic. So what happened? A wake-up call. They started this wake-up call. What we are starting now. Some of us in Nigeria, we have excess money. They wake up, they enjoy their life. They don't know that danger lurks. Fulani people are dangerous. They are very, very diabolical. They don't attack you only with guns, sword, sticks, or machete, but with what? Voodoo. They are into voodooism. Fulanis are into voodooism. African magic. Witchcraft. So what am I trying to say here? In 2013, Central African Republicans, they woke up and said, we don't need Fulani again. If you want to doubt what I'm saying, ask Chief Matthew, former president of Nigeria, Chief Matthew Olusegun Obasanjo. Obasanjo will, in more detail, streamlined what happened in CAR in 2013. What happened? Other tribes in Central African Republic congregated together and arrived to a conclusion that Fulani will no longer live in CAR, that they are visitors. order Onwelani. When they come to you, you give them the land where they will be, to be grazing. What happened? They start expanding. They start expanding. They start what? Trespassing. That is when you are trying to forcibly take what belongs to your neighbor, the land of your neighbor. They will trespass until they will occupy the whole community. In no distant time, they will do what? Start delving into politics of that land. Before you know it, they will use their money, they will use their psychology and collect power from you. They will become your president, governors everywhere. By mounting emirates in your community. So do you know what I'm trying to say here? Yorubas are so docile and complacent over the issue of this planet. Yorubas. Ask me why. See what is going on in Southwest. If you see the level Fulani has occupied Ogun State, Ebado South, Yewa local government, some area in Info, the Jabus, they have occupied large portion of land in Yoruba land. They have grabbed land enough to fight the Yorubas. I'm saying the fact. Yorubas, they are diplomatic, they are friendly, they don't easily see it coming. Until such occupation or relationship starts being or becoming painful, that is when they will wake up. I only see what I'm saying. In Igbo land where I come from, we are millionaires because of our money. We don't care what is happening in the farmland. We don't care what the farmers are saying. We keep on enjoying our money, forgetting that somebody is coming, that danger is lurking around, that a land grabber is coming to grab our land. That was how they entered us. What about the Hausas? The most docile, the weakest, as I don't say wicked though, the weakest tribe in Nigeria, because they are very, very friendly. Hausa. We don't have Hausa Fulani. I want to educate people that what we have in Nigeria are three major tribes: Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. There is nothing like Hausa Fulani. Anything Hausa Fulani, Fulanis are visitors, 190%. They are not the owner of the land in Yobe, where they are settling, where they are settled today. They are not the owner of the land in Kano State, where they were made in their large number. What? Emirs. They are not the owner of land in Sokoto, Kodia, Sokoto, Saduano, Sokoto. You see from Sokoto originally. They are not the owner of land in Zamfara. Emir, Grano, the one that died of in Lorry, there are plenty, there are many in Lorry. They have even outnumbered the Yorubas in Lorry. Who are they? These people are called vandals. They are born to do what? Dominate. That's what they believe. But I'm telling you that they are not born to dominate. There was never a time history mentioned their name. I mean world history. There's the kind of name they gave them in those days. They are the vandals. I think understand. These people, if you ask me, they migrated from Middle East. These people, if you ask me, they are destroyers. They are the vandals. The vandals was the name I know them when I was reading history. The Fulanis are the vandals. They are visited anywhere. They can conquer any nation. They enter you just like water. Before you know it, they will occupy everywhere. And become like what? A boy in between the two testes. Fulani will do what? They will manipulate you, play politics with you, give you meat, money, until they become what? Like a boil in between two testes. Are you listening to me? So what I'm trying to say, by the time Buhari finishes with us, I don't think anybody needs a lecturer to educate him on whom the Fulanis are. As I'm talking to you, I'm saying to all and sunders, everybody, people that are preaching in favor of Atiku, somebody like David that comes here and talk trash every morning to favor Atiku. And see the young man anyway, maybe he's railing from his former points, but I see David as somebody that doesn't think wide. Let me tell you, I don't stay
as your friend because you are palling with me, and I understand that you are such a dangerous friend for me. No. I will leave you in time. 4-1 for armed. Nigerians should wake up. It is not Fulanis that are the owner of Nigeria. The Fulanis are not born to rule. It is a wrong slogan. Atiku is the 150% Fulani man. We should not allow Atiku. Any other tribe in Nigeria that tries it. I like what Afenifere is doing now. Afenifere is telling Ochibanjo and Tinubu to go and sit down. Any other tribe in Nigeria that present anybody to represent them is making the worst mistake of their life. People whose turn is now is the southeastern region of Nigeria. Whether they like that zoning, they zoned before, or they don't like that zoning, they zoned in 2019, they zoned it in 2015. Whether they like it or not, they should zone it in 2023. If Igbo man fails to get to that place, if Nigerian tribes, other regions fails to zone it to southeastern Nigeria, I tell you, I don't think Nigeria will last up to 5 years. Okay. It is our talk.
Thank you.
It is our talk.
Wonderful analysis from
it is our talk.
Mr. Araf. Yes, sir. We've come to the end of Bicycle and Newsstand this morning. I'm Christian Chuku. It's been wonderful today. I would say let's meet for another exciting edition of the program tomorrow on this platform, same time, same place. Once again, I'm Christian Chuku. Bye for now. Hey.